I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Hey everybody, welcome on in to Oops the Podcast. I'm Francis. He's
Giulio Gallerati,
my dear friend, my dear co-host, and we are joined today by our illustrious guest, Jay Crillz.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you
Thanks
doing?
for being here, man.
Thank you, guys.
Now, you and Giulio are dear friends, so I'm going to let the two of you kind of carry the ship for us today, so to speak. You guys know each other from touring on the road a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And you're a rapper.
Yes, I'm a hip hop artist.
I should have said that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Way more.
Everyone says rapper.
Yeah.
But with my music, when I listen to it and other people listen to it, they don't think of it as rap. They think of it as like just music. It's hip hop. I'm not going out for like a thug type rap, nothing like that. I like to make melodies. So all about the melody, all about the
Keeping it
vibe.
sexy, baby.
Keeping it sexy, baby.
Awesome.
My G, always keeping it sexy.
Crillz and I are enjoying some tea right now.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Francis already ingested a large cup earlier.
How'd you do that?
I had so much that I didn't think I should have any more.
Oh,
But now this whole room smells so good of the tea that I think I'm jealous.
This is a lovely blend.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Francis is the best tea maker I've ever met in my life. This is the best tea I've ever sipped.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
Dude, you see me holding this cup? Jay Crillz don't hold no cups, bro.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it's hot as fuck. But I love this shit right now. I love it.
He's drinking what's called an apple cider tea.
Oh, baby.
I threw a little honey in there. No milk. Didn't need it. And that he's enjoying it. Giulio, on the other hand, I said, would you like some caffeine? And he said, yeah. So I gave him an Earl Grey, which is quite nice.
You can't have caffeine, man. You gotta
Touch of oat milk.
You gotta be relaxed. I don't even know what time it is right now. That's what you need to feel like. You can't get too jittery with the caffeine.
Well, dude, I'll tell you what. I know everybody says this, but I feel that the stigma with like ADD is that like people don't actually have it.
Mhm.
But I feel like I truly do have it because stuff that makes most people jittery actually makes me calm.
Oh, then you
So
definitely.
caffeine makes me calm.
Interesting.
It makes me relaxed. Whereas if I don't have it, I'm like,
Can you have coffee and fall asleep?
absolutely.
But see, me too. But I know I don't have ADD. But for sure, I know I don't.
What's the point? What's your
But
point?
I'm just saying. I was asking if you could feel that way too, because there's times when Francis was dying. Francis is like, Crillz, what the hell? But no, seriously, sometimes that happens to me too. But I can imagine with you. I always see you drinking caffeine. You were drinking coffee in Chicago too.
I was, bro.
I was like, dude, why? It was so late at night. We just got off the show. He's like, yeah, I need some caffeine.
That's weird. That's strange to crave it at night.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I make a point not to drink caffeine after noon.
Oh, really?
Unless I'm like, about to try to do 2 shows on the road and I'm exhausted, then I'll take a shot of espresso or something.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I can take an Adderall at 5 p.m. and sleep like a fucking baby.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy, right?
You need to look into that. That's,
dude.
It's a problem.
I get an Adderall, I'm up for 3 days. 3 days.
I take that shit like I actually take it. You know what I mean? Like I take it regularly.
You're prescribed.
I don't feel it. So whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
Wow.
But Crillz, how did you? So I met Crillz, I guess on tour with Pete. You kind of like you were around for a bunch. You would come on the road with us and stuff.
I think the first time I met you,
where were we? We were
Rhode
in Atlantic
Island.
City.
No, it was Rhode Island. I first met you.
No, I don't think so. I don't think I was in Rhode Island.
I recognized you when we were in Atlantic City from somewhere. I thought I knew you probably. That's why I was acting so friendly, I guess.
Oh, I don't know.
But you're mad cool anyway. But like I was just like, I thought I knew you. Maybe I recognized you from a show or something or a commercial. Like I don't even know.
Maybe.
But the first time I met you, yeah, probably AC, I believe. It has to be like officially we met each other, hung out. It was me, you, Pete, all the gang. We had that one room.
That big ass room.
Oh my God. I
Crillz
lost
was wearing
lot
a
of money.
matching outfit.
Yes, I was that day. I was.
To the room?
In the room, he was wearing a matching outfit. It was kind of like a zip up. What would you describe that outfit as?
An Alexander Wang velvet or I think velvet or suede suit.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I'm very classy.
That is pretty
drip,
cool.
drip, drip, dude.
I try to drip as much as possible.
See, you would wear something like that, and everyone would be like, "Dude, you look phenomenal."
Exactly.
If I wore that, people would throw things at me.
No way, man. You see, I was just explaining this before. I was saying, you could wear whatever you want. It's just how you carry yourself in it. You could put a tutu on me, bro. I'll rock that shit to the hood and still be fine. Like, these people just understand that you have a vibe to yourself. You could wear whatever you want. I wear bucket hats on the daily with like galaxies on it. Like, I don't care, because I just feel like whatever I put on, it's me. You just describing yourself with clothing. That's it, man.
Perfect.
Crillz, I hear you talking about wearing tutus and street cred. And, you are actually a guy who has some clout. Like, you have some, like, I have heard a very fascinating story from somebody about you with some kind of like prison term where you were then exonerated or something. Do you want to like fill us in on this story?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I was about 17. It's expunged now, so I could speak about it.
Dope.
When I was 17 years old, I was in a relationship with a girl for like 4 years. Thought she was the love of my life, all that stuff, which was one of my mistakes.
Classic
of course.
first love
Yeah,
story.
of course, yeah. It was actually one of my first, so yes, definitely. I got really upset because she was banging her boss, a 24-year-old at the time, and they worked at McDonald's, classy Staten Island, but whatever. So that happens, and I get really pissed off, and I carry brass knuckles with me because I had thoughts of doing something crazy. I didn't do anything crazy. I happened to just get picked up by my cousin, shout out Philly Blunts. He picked me up. We went to a party. We were smoking, drinking, doing whatever. And Philly, at the time, he took a girl outside with one of our boys. He was like, yo, I'm going to smoke in the middle of the street. I'm like, my G, you're going to get arrested. So I walk outside like a retard saying this. And as soon as he lights the blunt, a car pulls up. Guy lowers his window and goes, what's that you smoking? I like that smell. I go, it's none of your fucking business. He goes, it is my business now, and whips out his badge. Now I'm like, oh, fuck. Throws me up against the car, searching us. I don't realize I have brass knuckles in my pocket. Takes him out, goes, we're going downtown. I go to, I get all that shit. I got bookings. They take a mugshot of you, this and that. Take shoelaces from you, all this crazy shit. So I end up doing about 2 months just awaiting, sitting in Rikers at C-74, shout out C-74.
Because no one posted bail for you or something?
No, the whole thing is you await trial because they don't know if you're innocent or not. They can't just let you off.
So what do they think you did, though?
They think because there was a woman in that neighborhood who got beat up with brass knuckles that it was me.
Oh, shit.
But the DNA says there's no blood on my brass knuckles. There's nothing on my brass knuckles to do that. So what people don't understand is the charge comes with a minimum of 3 years and a year probation. It's considered having a handgun with no ammo. Literally what it is. It's just people haven't seen that since the 80s. So like you would hear the cops be saying shit to me, like making jokes like, what are you from the 80s? And I'm like, it's not funny. I'm arrested, my G. Like, fuck you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like all the time, bro. Like, I was like, this is the stupidest question you could ask somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you in the 80s? No, motherfucker. I'm 94. I was born. How am I in the 80s? Fuck you. Long story short, the motherfuckers are like, yo, the woman, whoever, like, goes, this ain't the guy. They showed a picture. This ain't the guy who did it. Then boom. Oh, we're so sorry. You could leave. Just like that.
And you were in Rikers.
I was in it.
What?
So is that central booking?
No, central booking is where they take you and you're awaiting to go to Rikers.
Okay. Wow.
So you were awaiting trial, basically. They're like, you're
literally
the prime
awaiting
suspect.
trial. Yeah, prime suspect. Like, you did it. We're just gonna see how you did it, and when the woman awakes from whatever happened, or she sees pictures.
She was in a
but did she?
coma?
We think, I don't know the specifics, but she got hit, so like she didn't really remember certain things. She got smacked in the head with brass knuckles. You gotta remember, things are deadly. You hit someone in the head with that, you're out cold. So you know what I mean?
Huh.
What the fuck was Rikers like, dude?
Disgust. Like, just living. I was in the adolescent part at the time, so it was C-74 they called it, which is like most people who were there for like drug charges. So I don't know why my assault charge was there, something like that, but they were considering me a good behavior person.
So it was more chill?
it was more chill in a sense, but remember, people are all just angry. There's a lot of emotion going on. You don't want to be there. It's not your home. You don't get to know people's names. You don't care about people like that. Like, people be talking about something and you might just get angry because you're thinking about something. You know, you can't be yourself there, and that's what really restrained a lot, you know, of life at first. Like, because when you come out of that, you're like, oh, you feel like an animal. Like, people don't consider you a human when you come out of prison. You could ask anyone who's been arrested, even if you went not even to jail, even if you just got arrested and were put in that cell, your family's going to look at you a different way. Your friends are going to look at you differently. Their parents are going to look at you differently. It happened to me right on the spot.
And even though you didn't do anything.
Even though I did nothing.
That's
yes,
crazy. I
I did one thing, carry brass knuckles and be a retard about it. But I was 17 years old. How can you blame a person? Your girlfriend just got banged by a 24-year-old. I didn't think I was going to beat a 24-year-old. I wanted to kill the motherfucker, but I wasn't going to. So
Right.
I said, fuck it. But I forgot them in my pocket.
Did you ever tell anyone, you know, the police or a public defender or anything like that, that you were carrying those brass knuckles with the intent to beat up that guy?
Hell no. I kept my mouth shut. I don't speak to cops like that.
Yeah. So really it was that they were holding you because you were a suspect for another crime, but also for just having the brass knuckles on you.
Yes. Yeah.
Got
They
it.
were considering it, you know, you carry brass knuckles on you, say, right? And Giulio's a cop and he gets you. He's going to think in his head, you're going to use that for deadly force no matter what. So if I didn't catch you, you were going to do something. That's just how they're doing it, right? First of all, you're not supposed to have that. That's considered a deadly weapon. Now they're going to throw a charge at you no matter what. But now when you have somebody saying, whispering in their ear going, oh, there was an old lady who was hit in the same neighborhood, not knowing that the neighborhood I was in at first, thinking about doing it, was the total opposite neighborhood of what was going on. But they don't know that, you know what I mean? So they were like, okay, this kid did it. It's easy. Fill the paperwork out. All right, we got him. Fuck him. Put him in.
Mhm.
And that's how, case closed. We're done. But then it was like, nah, no case closed. What are you talking about? I didn't hit nobody.
Did you have a lawyer?
Yeah, of course. I forgot his name, obviously, but great lawyer. I was young, dude. I was very young. I had my parents there, thank God. You know, me talking about it, they're probably gonna be mad, but whatever. I don't care. It's like, it's expunged. Like, it's my life. It happened.
Yeah.
You know, but it's life, man. I would never do that again. I have never carried a deadly weapon on me since.
All right, let's hope not.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? So I've been very good. I've been focusing on my music. I've been focusing on trying to be an actor, trying to do voiceover acting. That's really what I want to do. I've been passionate since a little kid about that. So I'm not trying to be focused on what happened in my life, but it's definitely a mistake that there was a lesson learned, because I grew up real quick. In good ways and in bad ways. You know, I've chilled with people who've done bad things, but I've made the right decision in leaving that and focusing on the right thing. When you surround yourself with the right people, the right things come. It's laws of attraction. And that's what I've learned my whole life. If you have bad energy around you, misery loves company, so it's going to come around. It's
Like
just,
that.
you don't need that.
Do you ever blame your friend who was smoking weed in the middle of the street, like while you were in jail? Were you like
My
pissed at
cousin?
him? Oh, was it your cousin?
No. Never blamed anyone but myself. At first, I can't lie to you, I blamed the girl for making me even feel that way. But that's the past, and past is the past. I will never blame someone else for my mistakes, because you can't. It's childish. When you're sitting there and you're really thinking, and you have hours to yourself, there's no fucking TV, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you're just sitting there, you got a pen and paper. You're going to write out your stress. You're going to take that paper and you're going to burn it, or you're going to put it in the toilet and flush it and say goodbye. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no more feeling that way anymore. You can't when you're there. You can't when you get out of there, because you're going to live the rest of your life killing yourself, blaming other people. Then you're going to get back there. That's how a lot of people go back. You want revenge, right? If you keep thinking about something, I want revenge. What am I going to do? Be a statistic? Go do something? Hell no.
The quarter pounder plug, dude.
Yeah.
Made you in.
Mm-hmm.
How long did it take you to eat McDonald's after that?
You the funniest motherfucker. Honestly, food-wise, dude, I went straight back to food. I was cooling with food. Food didn't bother me as much. I think the only thing that bothered me was the smells and like people talking on cell phones at 3 a.m. And it's like, dude, how the hell you got a cell phone in here? And why are you talking to your baby mama at 3 a.m? Like, stop it, please. I'm trying to sleep. You're 16. What the fuck are you doing? There's a lot of
How
shit.
the hell do they get phones in there?
Dude, there's a lot of corruption, man. Fuck that system. That system's a bunch of bullshit. They're so corrupt. It's crazy, bro. You could get more drugs in jail than outside. Like, you could be fucking licking a cartoon book and it's all acid. Like, dead ass, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's like, what the fuck is Leo licking a book for? Nah, he's just tripping. You're like, oh, all right. Can I lick it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm here for fucking 2 months. Let me trip the fuck out of them. What's
That's
going
crazy,
on?
dude.
I had a book, I think it was called The Little Bunny Follows His Nose.
Oh.
And on every page, there was a little scratch and sniff sticker.
Oh, God.
And it was the thing that the bunny was smelling. And while I was, sniffing it sort of sounds like the acid book that you guys would hallucinate
But you were
with.
sniffing it.
I was sniffing it. Yeah, I was.
That's the
At
wrong
4.
book.
I love that. That's the wrong book, man. I was just like, he's smelling carrots. Yeah. Nah, I'm smelling acid.
It's a little bunny who'd smell a loaf of bread and he'd hop over to the window where it was cooling. And that was great. He finally made his way home.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, dude, how did you end up? So I met you just through doing shows and stuff and being on tour with Pete. How do you guys? I've never actually asked you this. How do you guys like know each other? I'm assuming from growing up.
From growing up, me and Davidson, he's a year older than me. So I met him when I was 15 years old, and I think I just got into high school. 16.
Oh, and he had already been doing stand up.
He had already been doing stand up, but not professionally. Like I don't think the manager picked him up or anything like that.
Right.
Yet.
This is pre Nick.
This was pre Nick Cannon. I met him. So we just met on a friendly basis. We have a mutual friend named Steve, who I met him through, and we would go to his backyard and we would have like smoke fests and like, just hang out in the shed, we would call it. And it was a great time, like everyone would just laugh. And one day, Pete came through. I didn't know who he was at the time, but we sat down near each other and we started smoking and just vibing over things. And we vibed out so much to the point where we just kept hanging out. And he would always switch high schools. So one time he was in my high school at a point. We would chill, and then he'd switch to another high school. I still chill with him. And then over time, he just grew and grew through his comedy. And I just stayed true to him and being his friend, whatever he needed, even if it was just a talk or a hangout, whatever it was. And he stayed true to me, never changed with all the Hollywood and all the industry.
He's a real dude.
He's a real deal, and he stuck by me as I stuck by him. And there's a lot of stories we have, a lot of good memories, good emotions. And he brought me on tour with him, and that's how I met you. He used to bring me to like little things, because I worked like a 9-to-5 job and like all that. And, I have to pay the bills and stuff. So he would always be like, hey man, just come out. Like, fuck it, I'll pay you. And I'm like, nah, don't pay me. Let's just have fun. And we would go have fun, just mellow out with all the comedians. I met like great comedians. Derek Gaines, Jordan Rock, Ricky Velez, all these great comedians I'm meeting. I'm just loving them. I met Judd Apatow, Judah Miller, all because me and Pete have such a relationship where it's just real. Like, we're friends.
He describes you as pure.
Yes.
And
I'll describe him the same way, very pure. Like, there's nothing that I want from him or need from him. He's just that man who would be like, yo, Crillz, like, you got it. Let's do it. Like, you want money? Let's make it your way. Let's do it. He wants to back me on a lot of things. So do you, which is amazing when I heard a lot of things. Like, even I want to thank both of you, Francis, too, like, for having me on the show. Like, it's an honor for me. To other people, maybe to you guys, it might not be an honor. Like, oh, wait, man, it's not an honor, man. It's just a show. No, it's a huge honor for me. I'm coming from the mud. I'm not at the level where, oh, I'm Drake or I'm this, I'm that. No, I make hip-hop music. I want people to listen. You guys listen. You guys love it. You guys love me as a human being. You guys think I'm a funny human being. And I'm going for that in my life. I want to do music. I want to do acting. I want to be a triple threat. I'll fucking dance on hoes. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean, bro? I'm being real with people. Like, this is who I am. I'm pure. And I love that he said that about me. I love that, dude. Shout out to Pete Davidson. That's a real
Jay Crillz
dude.
extract, baby.
Yeah, real shit, man.
So I want to ask about your music. Are you recording albums, songs? Where can we find your music?
You can find me on like Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, like all those. Mainly, there's only 2 songs out that are singles right now that are on Apple.
SoundCloud too, right?
Yeah, SoundCloud. I was about to get to that. SoundCloud is where you can find more songs from me. It's Jay Crillz, so it's JayCrillz, Jay Crillz, and you can find me like mainly anywhere. I have like 3 or 2 YouTube videos, but right now it's what I'm working on is the promotion and marketing of myself, branding myself. So I have a lot of stuff, but it's in the back files. So what I want to do is I have a lot of singles I want people to listen to now. And then like in a month or 2, I have a whole album already made. So it's called The Found. And what I want to do is I want to drop it. I have amazing producers on there like Mike the Highest, Apollo X, Camp 36, Deli Flay, amazing artists from Staten Island and New York that people haven't heard of that need to hear this. Like when I say my music is different, it's not just like any artist saying, oh yeah, it's different. No, it's me telling you my story. So it's like this podcast, us being real, but it's you listening to my story through the music. That's how I want it to be. I want you to feel my emotion when I wrote it. I want you to feel what I was going through because maybe you went through the same thing. And that's exactly what I want to bring back to music because for a long time I hear a lot of things and it's like the same old stuff. I'm driving foreign cars. I'm fucking your bitch. I'm sipping lean. Bro.
The 3 pillars.
Yeah. 3 pillars of the rap game.
The rap game.
And in real life, okay, I've done that shit too, bro, but I'm not proud of that shit. I don't want future generation to be like, oh, Jay Crillz, man, he sipped lean and popped pills and fucked hoes. No, I want them to be like, yo, Jay Crillz was a real human being. Yeah, he made mistakes and shit, but he's got a story behind it. Look, he fell in love with a girl, she cheated. Oh my God, broke his heart, or whatever the song's about. I want people to feel that. There's a new song I just released. It's called In the Night. It's on SoundCloud. It's just a raw version of my vocals. It's produced by Deli Flay. Shout out Deli Flay. He's signed to Warner Brother Music's in the Philippines. Fucking great guy, great producer. We dropped the raw version on SoundCloud because we want people just to hear it. It was like I had to have people just feel me, you know what I mean? So if anyone wants to check that out, definitely check that out on SoundCloud. In the Night, that's a new one we got.
For sure.
And we're gonna drop that on Apple Music soon too, right when we drop The Found. It's gonna take like a month or 2 though, because I really want to make it like perfection. I'm a perfectionist, bro. Especially with music.
100%, bro. I would love to get Jay Crillz on a Lil Young Big project.
I'm
Pete said he wants to do it
100.
too.
Yeah, Pete said he's down. I told you the other day. I said I'm 100% down, my G. My G, I will get so smacked in the studio and just make the best music with you.
Hell yeah.
We'll bring Francis. He'll make us some tea and chill,
go.
bro.
Francis' music
I'll be a little
too.
T-boy.
Yeah,
Sing
not
the
just
hook,
a
dude.
T-boy, man. You chilling with me, bro. We chilling.
So I have a question for you, Jay Crillz. Sorry,
Yes.
Francis.
Go ahead.
So I know at one point you worked at a juice store, like on the come up or whatever, and I think that that's just a funny juxtaposition of like a hip hop guy who also knows about the wonderful benefits of the acai superfood.
Yes, I do.
I would love to hear about that. I would love to hear about
Acai benefits, man. This is crazy. You're bringing it up. Shout out to Buy a Bar and shout out to my boy Steve. I love Stevie. He brought me there when I was dead broke and I had nothing to my name. Had a girl kick me out of my own crib and took my dog. So he brought me to, some crazy shit in my life, but whatever. He brought me to Buy a Bar, it's called. It's in Brooklyn. It's in Staten Island. It's in New Orleans. It's like franchise now. Great place, great place. They make great acai, pitaya, kale, coconut, all this shit and juices, right? So it's funny because I'm the manager. So people would come in, they'd ask me all the time, like, what does it do for me? I'm like, well, acai is a superfruit. It's a super berry. So it has antioxidants, helps flatten your belly. And so, my people would know me outside of work. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. And even Pete said, he goes, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck's an acai? I was like, dude, you better have this shit. And every day he'd be hitting me up. Yo, can I have an acai bowl? I'm like, nah, Pete. Nah, not tonight. You made fun of me. But I still get it from him. I'm a pussy with that shit. I still get it. I'm like, yeah, I love you, bro. I'll get you.
That's good. Wait, you also told me an interesting thing about wheatgrass the other day.
Oh, my God. Wheatgrass is the worst thing in the fucking world. If you like wheatgrass, no, it's great for you. Don't get me wrong. Julia was like, oh, I thought it was great.
I want to hear the benefits.
The benefits are really good for you. It's like, I'll tell you the good thing and then I'll tell you my aspect. My aspect's, oh my God. But wheatgrass is fucking like having like, I think like a pound of like vegetables and an ounce of wheatgrass. So you have a whole serving of like, vegetables in this one little ounce of a shot. The only thing with me is when I cut it and I'm putting it through, and the smell, it smells like paint thinner, and it tastes like ass, like straight ass. And they tell you, like, yo, you got to hear this story. So I have this manager who works with me, a great woman. I love her. And she's like, yo, Jay, take a sip of this. So I'm like, what is it? She goes, it's wheatgrass. So I smell. I'm like, oh, it smells like shit. I'm going to take it. Fuck it. Boom. She tells me after I take it, you smoke nicotine? I go, yeah, I smoked the Miley. Like, what are you talking about? She goes, oh, I shouldn't have gave it to you. You're going to throw up. So you can't have it with nicotine because it fucks your body up. It makes you feel like shit.
Jesus.
But you don't know that at first. Your first one, you can't have it when you're dosing on nicotine because you're going to feel like, bro, I almost vomited for like hours. I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
Damn.
Ever.
Shout out to all the people fucking smoking cigs and take a wheatgrass shot.
Yeah, shout out.
Living on the edge, son.
You are a champion if you're taking that shit.
Dude, I've had wheatgrass shots before.
Dude, how do you like them?
So it's almost that it's not necessarily that I liked them, but I could handle it. And I remember the first taste is good, and then the aftertaste is bad.
What was the first taste?
The
to
first
you?
taste is sweet, and then it becomes bitter, and you're like, "Oh, I'm drinking grass."
Does camera see me?
Yeah.
It
Dude,
ain't
I'm telling you, at
sweet.
first I was like, "Oh, it hits
Tastes
your
like
mouth."
ass.
I remember thinking, "Oh, go solid," and then there's an aftertaste that was very bitter.
Nah, yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Just for me, bro, I will never take that shot
Yeah.
again in my life.
There's also that aspect where I did feel bad. It always was clear to me that whenever you'd go to a juice place and you'd ask for a shot of wheatgrass, it was the thing that the people working there hated making the most.
Oh yeah, no, it's
You gotta cut a tuft of grass like you're doing a miniature landscaping duty.
literally what it is.
They have like a square patch of sod, and they hold the grass as if you're scalping
Yep.
somebody, and they cut it, and then they push it into the juicer, and then they hand you the tiniest amount of liquid.
See, they're fucking up there, man. See, I would fire them motherfuckers because they're wasting wheatgrass. You need a wheatgrass machine. You put that in, it's like a screw, right? You get more wheatgrass out of it. If you're putting it through a juicer, you're gonna use a whole like lawn piece, like you're saying, for one little ounce. These people should be fired. Where are they from?
Not America.
Send them
That's
to
for
me.
sure.
Yeah,
they
send them
weren't
to
from
me.
America.
Like Crilly's camp. Like, listen, buddy, you can't be doing this on my watch. Get that wheatgrass right.
Dude, I was in LA once, and there was a juicery on like Larchmont Avenue in Hancock Park. And I went in there and I was like, what should I get? And the guy was like, you should take a ginger shot.
Oh no.
And then he
boy.
goes, it'll blow your fucking face off.
Only in
So I was
LA.
like, all right, buddy.
Only in
Yeah, right? Like,
You ever hear
pal.
someone like say it's gonna blast your back out? I'm like, no one's blasting my back. Stop. Just stop blasting my back out.
Ricky was with me. It was mad funny.
Fucking nuts. It's gonna blow your face off. Yeah, and then when you took it, you were like, ooh, it tastes like ass.
It is intense.
It burns your throat, but it's so good for you, man. So good for you.
I always wonder, because everyone espouses the health benefits of ginseng and all the various things that you read about, and it seems as if the information changes once every 3 months. Where
they don't know shit.
yeah, so
they don't
like,
know.
what has actually persisted in the juice world over the last 10 years, which everyone agrees that's really good for you.
Last 10 years, I couldn't really tell you. I could tell you something that a lot of people, it's like a fad or a facade, whatever they call that shit. I think a fad or like a trend, we'll say,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Is celery juice. Celery juice has a lot of benefits for you, and it's really, really good. And even when I juice it personally, I'm happy because it smells good. You know what I mean? So it smells good, tastes pretty good too if you add like an apple with a little ginger. Best for you. You need a little bit of apple and something. I feel like I like a little sweets when I juice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you one thing about juicing. Don't let people lie to you. Don't juice a lot. It's not healthy for you. Your body needs to eat.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been eating your whole life as you have been, do not just go on a juice cleanse because then you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. You're going to be peeing orange and be like, why the fuck am I peeing this color? Because you're not even taking anything in. Like, you're just shooting out carrots out your dick hole. Like real shit, bro. Like, I've fucking witnessed this shit. Not someone really doing it, but I've heard stories. Like, even celery juice is really good for your stomach, right? There's this woman always just come to my store. She's hilarious. She'd be like, listen, I can't have this during work, only on my days off. I'm like, okay. She's like, I just got to tell you. I'm like, yeah, what's up? She goes, because I take shits. I'm like, oh my God. Like, TM fucking I right now, but all right, I got you. I'm like, so what days are you off? She's like, today and Wednesdays. I'm like, I got you. No problem. Just come on in. Just don't shit in my fucking lawn and shit. When you're leaving, the fuck out of here. She's like, celery juice makes me shit. I'm like, oh my God. This is the world we live in.
Man, we've covered some very disparate topics
Love
today.
it, dude.
We went from prison time
Yes.
to music career
Mm-hmm.
to juice and its benefits.
Dude.
Yeah.
Juicings, man. This is our lives. It's all over the place. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Fucking fire, dude. Dude, do you have any other notable mistakes that you've made that you can think of?
Notable mistakes in life. I could say a mistake in life. I wouldn't mention any names, but like, there was a time in my life when I chilled with the wrong people, and when I chilled with those people, I would get in a lot of trouble. Like, especially with family, it broke up a lot of things. I think the most regret thing in life, let's say, is that I didn't get to spend more time with family and taking the family time away from life and hanging out with the bad friends, because I thought that would get me somewhere. You know what I mean? It was more of a focus, and at that time where it was like, you know what, no one has my back, I'm alone, these people have my back.
Right.
But it's not the truth, because we all know in the end, it's like family means more than a lot of things, especially money and wealth and all that bullshit. At the end of the day, what do you have? You have your fam, they're your blood. So that's a big mistake in life. But that's the only really mistakes. And that and women, that's a bunch of mistakes there. But like, that's whatever. You know, that's really all I could regret or mistakes in my life. I haven't really made so many bad choices, thank God. I've been staying on the right path now and just getting everything in where it has to be.
Are you dating anybody now?
No, I'm a single man. So ladies, holla at me. I'm a single man, 25 years old, looking for a good girl. Not a fucking bad hoe. I want a bad bitch. Freak in the sheets, lady in the streets. You know what I mean? I need that. But I'm too old for that hoe shit, man. I'm telling you.
What's a hoe?
A hoe? Oh, shit, man. A girl who call you up and be like, what you doing? And she fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about? I'm 25 years old. You hit me up. What you doing? It's 12 o'clock at night. Now you fall asleep 2 minutes later? Nah, you playing.
So does that imply that she's fired off a bunch of texts to?
Yeah, 100%. 100%, dude. That it implies that she sent that what you doing text to mad heads. Whoever answered first, she got to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I once dated a girl like that. I remember I was dating somebody and my grandfather passed away. And I was like, hey, can you come over and be with me? And she's like, I can't right now. And I was like, oh boy. So that's kind of a more...
Yikes.
That's a deeper version of what you're describing.
Dude, I'll tell you a crazy story. Like, I was on the under end of that. I was with a chick who, she wasn't like a hoe or anything, but like men loved her. She's beautiful. So like men loved her, and she was giving me oral. And her phone rings, right? And this girl has the nerve to answer the phone while she's giving me oral. I didn't care because I was getting oral, but she answers the phone. The guy, I hear a guy on the other end, right? And she's like, no, I can't go out for coffee right now. And she's just slobbing like, I can't go out for coffee right now. I'll call you later. Hangs up. I'm like, oh my God. I can never date a woman because I have trust issues. Like, yo, from that moment on, I was like, I have sick trust issues. A bitch could be sucking off a man, answer the phone, say, not right now, sweetie. How can you do that, bro?
Dude, I've seen that in porn, and I always turned it off because I was like, that's not
This happened in my life, Francis. This was my life. I was dying inside. I was like, I hate that porn too. Why do I have to have this porn in my life?
Well, bro, even if you're on like the better end of that, it still fucks you up. That's why my policy has always been don't fuck with girls who are in a relationship or who are married or whatever, if you can avoid it.
Yeah,
because
try to.
It makes your shit fucked up when you have a nice relationship. You start being paranoid based on the fact that you were the person who ruined a nice relationship.
Especially if she's a bad woman. Especially
if you take a woman out of her relationship and start dating her.
Can't do that.
Because then eventually you're going to be like, well, she did it with me.
100%.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know?
Bro, trust issues goes deep.
Mhm.
Like you can't be doing that. I feel like Common, man. What goes around comes around. That shit's real. Like I used to fuck around too, be stupid, and I had a girl who left me for one of my best friends at the time, and the girl I was with, I was in love with her. She was with my best friend. It's like, what the fuck? What goes around comes around, bro. I was fucking being stupid. Shit happens, bro. So you learn your lessons that way too.
Well, let's call it there. This was fun, man.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Crillz, you're a great guest. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you,
bro.
guys.
Hey, where can we
man.
find you on social media?
You can find me on social media and IG. It's Crilly Music. It's Crilly_ music. So it's CRILLY_music. If you can't spell music, I'm sorry, just for you. But that's IG. And on Twitter, you can find me Jay Crillz, JayCrillz. And anywhere else, Jay Crillz. Just type me in. I'm there. You'll see my face.
Fuck yeah, bro.
G, anything fun coming up?
Just the holidays, man.
Love it.
Nothing too exciting, but looking forward to the new year, and hopefully I'll have a lot of shit going on. What about you?
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be at Port City Music Hall in Portland, Maine. My homecoming holiday show, December 21st. You can get tickets for that at francisellis.com.
Get them tickets now, baby.
Hell yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.